Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 and see how this particular watch holds up in 2024 in the later part of this year. Now, a big thing to keep in mind here is that in my personal opinion, I do think in a lot of ways this is still a watch that is still worth buying. You can still buy it on Samsung's website, which is really, really impressive. And I will tell you, this is one of those watches that I genuinely do think is a really good watch, right? If you have a little bit more money, then maybe you can swing up to something like a Samsung Galaxy, Watch 6 or Watch 7, but I think this one is still a very, very good option. Now, number one, the first thing I definitely will tell you is that in my personal opinion, this watch on the exterior still looks and feels very good. You're getting that 40mm size, that one costs $200 now, or the 44mm size that costs $280. And the thing about this particular device and that type of watch style is that with its circular design, with its, good feeling, premium feeling sides to it, it still feels like a very expensive device. And I do think that in and of itself is a really, really nice thing going on for this type of watch. So that in and of itself makes me feel very comfortable of going through and picking up a watch like this. Now, on top of that, you're also getting a watch that, still gives you, the standard wireless charging pad on the backside, but you can also go through and you can also reverse wirelessly charge this device from other devices too, which is also very nice to have. Now, on top of that, I think another very important thing to keep in mind here too is that with this type of watch, the band selection, you can also go through and change these bands around whichever way you want to. And I do think once again, that in and of itself is another really nice thing going on here too. Now, you can swing between the Bluetooth model or the LTE model. And it looks like as of right now, in some cases, Samsung will actually go through and discount the LTE model. So if you wanted to get that cell model, you have that type of capability, which is actually really cool. Now, what I normally do on a watch, it's not really anything super insane. I usually do some pretty basic stuff on my watches. I just go through and I, check notifications. I check my health, my steps that I take. If I need to respond back to somebody or call somebody, I can do that within my watch too. So it's not really anything like insanely, computational heavy that I'm doing on my watch. It's usually some pretty basic stuff, right? So I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind here. And when I'm going through and picking up a watch, I think that's a very important thing to kind of think about. With this type of watch, it's more or less, it's like really no different here. You're also still going to be getting a very good, very fast performing watch from that side as well, which I think is something that's very important to keep in mind. Now, on top of that, I also think that if you're going to think about buying this watch and thinking about how it compares against the latest generation, I think one thing to kind of think about here is that with something like the Samsung Galaxy Watch, this thing compared to the Watch 7, from a build quality standpoint, I'm going to be honest, they're kind of almost the same. Of course, the screen on the newer one is better and it's going to feel like an overall better watch. But I'm going to be honest, there's not really like these massive differences. Like I still feel like something like the Samsung Galaxy Watch, 4 still feels very, very premium. And I think it still feels very expensive when it comes down to it as well. So overall, I think the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 is still a very good option. I'm still a massive fan of this type of watch, and I would still recommend every single person out there to go ahead and buy a watch like this if you're still in the market and you still want to go and pick it up. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.